Va salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Friday night's here, the gang's all set. Time for the Waltons, the best one yet. Gorilla's got takes, never to tame. Resolute germ stays true to the name. Harry's got wisdom, PvP's got fire. Mikey's got jokes that never expire. Commodore Boone with the captain's call. We break it all down, we cover it all. Lights down low, set the scene. Family stories on the screen. Laughs and debates, come on through. Friday night, Walton's crew. Row and read the time to be. Counter with the boiling front to be. Then Ninjas Wolverine about to play. Urban Gang lonely Wilson's play. Take a one more, we can't just risk. Ready the lights, body it says. That kid's cast never wear the old. The bat and the smoothie, always there. All the calm, the straw poor has. Friday's like schmally, gusting best. Lights down low, set the scene. Family stories on the screen. Laughs and debate, come on crew. Friday night, Walton's crew.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to another Waltons review, where today we are reviewing Season 4, Episode 16, The Waltons, called The Secret. And before we get started here, we've got...
Thank you for the super chat. It's shining like a star. Your kindness fuels this journey, no matter where we are. Through the void of space, your light keeps us on track. With every bit of support, there's no turning back.
And thank you, FKHC 2005. Thank you, and me being the $2 whore I am, he's requesting that we watch Richard III, and we could have either Sir Lawrence Olivier or Sir Ian McKellen. Well, I'm going to go with Sir Ian McKellen because he said dealer's choice. So we're going to probably set up a thing there. Maybe Monday. I would do it tomorrow, but apparently my parents are in town. So maybe tomorrow night or Monday. Real with me is Resolute Germ. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing, Gorilla?
Well, like I said, apparently it's frowned upon when you tell your coworkers that if they're going to run their mouth, you'll have them deported. But oh well. How are you doing, Mikey?
Oh, doing just fine, Gorilla. Thank you for asking, sir. We saw a Minecraft movie, and it says it's good. It's very good. And for people who haven't seen it yet and have already dismissed it as terrible, you're all a bunch of idiots, and you need to go see it first. Then and only then can you give a adequate critique of it. So,
the reviews were saying it was terrible before it even hit the theater. So
I know, and I heard a lot of that, Gorilla. And but before it was released, I know
that. But PvP, how are you doing?
Yeah, PvP.
Oh, well, God, thank God it's Friday, because I just finished working like an hour ago and managed to watch the Waltons episode just in time to join the stream here. And it's been kind of one of those weeks, guys, like the week from hell kind of scenario. So, yeah.
Oh,
I'm ready for the week. We're working for the week. Okay, I better not sing that. I don't want to get your copy thingy. Oh, Mike will do it. Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and say hi to our chats there.
Sure.
Suzanne said hello. And
hey, Suzanne.
And thank you again for that super chat. We'll get your watch party here done one of the times. And yeah, so as a $2 horror I am, if you got a film request you want it bumped up in the schedule, there I'm a $2 horror for that.
Man, you're cheap.
Yeah,
he is cheap.
Well,
he's cheap, but he's not free. That's the important part.
I'm glad you added that disclaimer there.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. But $2 is not too far away from free. So,
hey, I'll give me a gallon of gas under Trump's economy. Huh?
Oh God.
And hey, Cynthia, how's it going? And we're getting a bunch of flashlights, or
no. Those I think those are guitars.
They're banjos. Banjos.
Yeah,
okay, 4 picks.
Something my wife used to play.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Hey, Jim.
Yeah. And my wife used to play a banjo.
And thank you very much, Suzanne, for dropping all the links. It's greatly appreciated.
Hi again, Suzanne. Hello.
Hey, Suzanne. Hey, everybody.
Sir Lars Oliver versions from 1948. He won Best Actor for it. Okay.
Oh, is that one of those Shakespeare films Olivia was in?
Richard III. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he was a great actor, I gotta say. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do?
What?
You forgot the episode.
No, I got the episode there.
Yes, the episode.
I forgot to share that to start with, but I forgot to rewind it and everything here. At least it's not like the VHS days where you got to wait like 10 minutes to rewind a movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got that done in less than a minute. I had this nice little race car thing that you just pop it in, hit the button on the hood, speeds the entire thing. You're done in less than a minute.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Suzanne.
What happened?
She said she's not sure how long I'm here, guys. Just waiting on news of my best friend passing. Oh no.
Oh shit.
You're just waiting now.
Sorry to hear, Suzanne.
Very sorry to hear that,
Suzanne. Yeah.
Hey, Suzanne, if you ever want to talk, you know how to find me on Facebook. So if you ever need to chat, just feel free.
Yep, sure.
Right.
Well, Suzanne and I have chatted.
You forgot to oh, come on.
We have chatted on Facebook before.
He never forgets about that, Jim. That's why he's wearing an adult diaper.
Hey, man. I'm fucking lazy, all right? Yeah, just you
got it. Resolute, you got to keep the mystery of Gorilla. Okay, Gorilla has mysteries. We got to keep him in mystery. We can't just reveal all his secrets.
Well, I gotta say, I suppose maybe wearing an adult diaper during the week would save you some time, but I don't think it would be too pleasant.
Well, the boss gets pissed off when you take too many bathroom breaks.
Oh, were you taking lots of bathroom breaks today?
Yeah, I work for Amazon.
Yeah, okay.
God damn, why is it presenting you? Damn piece of shit.
Because it's a damn piece of shit.
Yeah, that's really rough, Suzanne. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's really tough.
All right,
our prayers are with you, Suzanne. So at least keep him comfortable. Oh shit, we're now.
Oh, well, there goes Gorilla. Well, so
much
fun. Good night, everybody.
Well, Gorilla fishes for the episode. Yep, he's
Wow,
back.
we're off to a stellar start tonight, are we not, guys?
We are doing
Oh.
well.
Yeah.
What the
let's
hell
see.
happened to you?
What
Dude, sorry,
did your cat attack you or something, Gorilla?
No, it won't present. All right,
Oh.
MKC says, sorry, I was thinking of Healin. I was saying for you. Then, yeah, we're starting to hear about your friend there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah,
We have a lot of prayers up. Thank you.
yeah, but that's what I forgot. Unless he's being kept sedated and comfortable, it's all good and expected. Well, at least it's at least it's expected, not a shocker. That little comfort there. Our local police just got suspended with no info to the public.
No, jeez.
Oh, just give the town 24 hours. He'll be around town why he got suspended.
Man, I thought I had a dramatic day today, but Suzanne's got me topped over with her day. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
She's got it in spades for sure. Yeah. Yeah, we're all getting older. Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one problem I have with life is it's a one-way street, right?
That's it.
Hey, I'm working on that reverse time machine. I've only managed to do four.
Eventually, no matter how long you live, you eventually hit that final stop sign. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
am
right.
I reading this right? Does it say it's from 1976?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
In the
Looks like
upstate?
it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, 76.
Walton's
Well, let's see. I was 11 years old.
We're in season 4, and it started in 72, did it not? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's January 1976, but let's get the start so we can.
All right, let's go. Yep.
Give us that beautiful rendition of the opening there, Gorilla.
Yep. Oh, loggy.
There comes a time in a young man's life when he begins to wonder how he fits into the world around him. When that time came for my brother, Jim Bob, it brought the unfolding of a long-kept secret. Long-kept secret, or they just forgot to tell him. Just neglected to tell him, and hopefully he never found out.
Fifth Dan knows what the secret is.
Yeah.
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 Just confirm or deny, Gorilla?
Hey, have you seen how hot it fucking gets outside? And fuck, I work when they fucking open up the goddamn ovens there. Those ovens are fucking 600 goddamn degrees. Of course I'm gonna wear a fucking Speedo.
By the way, you better be wearing one on Sunday when we watch The Swimmer.
Yeah, well, we all know you're obsessed with seeing a guy wearing a bunch of Speedos.
It's just a good movie, that's all. It's a really weird movie, but it's fun, man. Well,
Jim says, prayers to you, Suzanne. Yeah, we're all getting older. I'm glad you had a good dinner, though.
Yes.
We had curry chicken
good.
roti. Yummy. That sounds good.
Curry chicken is good. Tandoori chicken is good.
By the way, do we have a writer's credit for this? I can't remember
that. Harvey Laidman. Okay, Harvey Laidman, according to what Judy Norton had said, had worked a lot of other episodes as an associate director, but this was one of the first time that he ever got to direct his own episode. You know, like Ralph Waite, who did it occasionally, and Richard Thomas, who did it occasionally. So Harvey Laidman is one of those guys that, worked on other bits of the show, but this was one of the first times he got to direct. This was a great episode. I really loved it.
And the writers were Rob Peterson and Claire Whitaker.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've heard of Whitaker before. I'm not sure about the first name, but
Whitaker.
Woodpecker?
Whitaker.
Whitaker.
I just gotta say, Harvey Laidman sounds like a porn star name to me. I just gotta say it. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of my nonsense. I did like this episode, though. I gotta say.
All right, so blah blah blah. Basically they've been teasing him there, and saying that he's not part of the family. He was left by gypsies and all that.
They found him in a basket on the porch and that stuff, right?
Teasing him.
But it was really, but wasn't it really Elizabeth that started this harassment about Jim Bob.
Well, you know, the one thing I thought was kind of weird about this episode was Elizabeth was like on a mission to like bug him or something or piss him off. Like she was just popping up
No,
everywhere.
she's trying to be helpful. She's trying to be helpful, but she doesn't. She's at the stage where she doesn't understand, but she's trying to be helpful. And have you ever seen a fucking 70-year-old? When they get on a mission, they get on a fucking mission.
Oh yeah, I get that part, but what I don't get is how she's comparing him to one of her, like some comic book character she reads.
Because she's
right?
reading a story about a girl that was abandoned, and then they're trying to figure out the girl's past and looking for clues.
Okay, but it obviously wasn't making Jim Bob feel better as the episode went on, right? Like,
well, a 7-year-old doesn't understand that.
Yeah. I still thought it was a bit, I don't know, maybe a bit out of character for Elizabeth. I don't know, but you know.
No, this is totally in character for character.
I do think it was nice to see a lot of Cammie Cotler in this episode, though, because I always thought she was a wonderful, little actress at her age. Like, she's amazingly good for, like, a kid, right? Like, real. Well, but the thing is, all the Waltons kids are good actors, so I guess,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So
I get your point, though, Gorilla.
No, yeah. And maybe art. So they're getting into a sewing thing here. Wait, what's this one? Oh, why is it muted? There we go. What was this?
Elizabeth, that door's only got so many slams in it, and you've used up most of them.
We always got it right. Like we have kind of a glass door that goes into the living room here, and we always got told if we break that glass, I'll break your ass.
Wow.
When we slam those doors.
That's poetry, man. Poetry.
Oh yeah, my mom was a poet. She would also tell us
that sounds Gorilla. That sounds like the entire lyrics to a rap song. Break the glass and I'll break your ass. Break the glass and I'll break your ass, and repeat it like 1,000 times for the rest of the song.
And our mom always told us too that tables are for glasses, not little asses.
Oh man.
Then they also like if we left the doors open, we're like, wait, were you born in a barn? How about playing quite a bit?
Yeah, really. Yeah, we used to. I remember in my parents' house that we had this classic screen door, and man, I don't know how many thousands of times I must have slammed that sucker shut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Memories. Oh, memories of the good times.
So chores are done. Everything except gathering the chickens. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Then they talk about Jim Bob being abandoned to a circus. Now they're teasing him, and she doesn't make it any worse. Then this was kind of fun there. Jason here had John Boy write a story for Miss Brecker for some kind of club. I don't remember the club. Jeremy, do you remember what club it was?
Not offhand, no.
Yeah, not important. It's not important.
It sounded like it was some ladies' association or something, wasn't it? That kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
something like that. But they had 3 different ones throughout it. They got kind of mixed up.
Basically, though, this was the B storyline of the episode, was it not?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, the actress, her last name was Marlowe, that played Mrs. Breckenridge. So she's done previous episodes, and it's a form. I guess it's like considered a women's book club of some kind, and she's like. Yeah,
that sounds about right. And she was the one that got him the music scholarship, wasn't it? Like
she's the one who got him the music scholarship.
That was like what, 15 episodes ago or something now?
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
All right, so now they're driving the car. This is a fun conversation.
You remember those days when we actually hated going to school? Sure do.
I don't remember John Boy ever hating going to school.
I thought John Boy always loved going to school.
No, but
was that always irresolute, or help me out?
Well, how old was John Boy when the series started, though? Like 15?
17.
Okay,
no,
like
when it started.
maybe he's talking like elementary school years or something when he was a little kiddo, right?
No, because season 2 he went to college.
Yeah.
No, but
And
I'm
then
thinking when John Boy in his early days when he started, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, maybe he hated those years.
Yeah. Oh, let's catch up on chats here before we do this scene.
Oh yeah. Before we get into it.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Mikey, my family is from the Caribbean, so I know how to cook curry chicken.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the
Oh,
Caribbean.
he would be LDJ's favorite there because he spent a lot of money eating curry there for 2 weeks.
You know what? I always wonder, like, she says her family's from the Caribbean, but she's a redhead. Like, I didn't realize there were redheads hanging out in from the Caribbean. Like, that kind of surprised me, I gotta say.
You know that the English using Scottish people there were in the Caribbean. You do know that, right?
I guess now that you mentioned the history lesson, yeah, I suppose that's right, actually, Gorilla.
Yeah.
I always assume the redheads are like from Scotland or one of those places,
Yeah. Let's see. Jim said I had pizza and chips. Nice. I don't know what I'm gonna have for supper yet. Which I should.
I had. Well, I had.
Speaking of food, I realized mistakes were made here.
Well, I just had a grilled cheese sandwich and some white cheese. The shells that they have with craft dinner.
Yeah.
That's what I had
tonight. No more food talk because I haven't eaten supper yet.
Yeah, me too. I got half a sandwich cooling in the fridge, and then I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I'm gonna do the craft dinner shit too because I don't know. I haven't even fucking planned out supper yet. So okay, enough of this.
I'm sorry. Susan says, Mikey, my boy Harlem loves it.
Harlem loves it. Yeah.
Jim, my boy loves pizza. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Harlem, you should introduce him to the show Justified there. That actually takes place in Harlem County, Kentucky.
Nice.
Yeah, my mama said that as well, Grilla. Dad would say, slam it again, I'll slam my belly to your backside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love slamming the screen door when I was a kid, though.
So
me too.
Apparently,
it felt so good to just slam that sucker shut.
So, in reference to the comment here, that means that VVP really enjoyed the belt across his ass.
Yeah.
No. Different dad. So, my dad didn't have enough interest in me to even whip my ass. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And hey, Skirby, he's going high tutti fruity fruitcakes.
That's new.
Hey there, Lemon buddy.
Hey, Greg, you go. Scots are everywhere. Scotland the Brave. No, I thought that was Wallet or something the Brave. William the Brave or something from Scotland. William Wallace.
You're thinking of Braveheart?
William Wallace. You're thinking of Braveheart.
Wasn't Braveheart? Yeah, he was from Scotland. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he was from Scotland.
And goes,
the last true king of Scotland.
Yeah.
They'll never take our freedom. Something like that.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
And then they took his balls.
And then they then they chopped him up and made him into.
Then they chopped him into pieces. Delivered into Tower London, I think.
Not fun. Not fun times
let's stay on track here.
We're
PvP, my mama's white and still gets burnt all the time. She was born and raised in Trinidad.
Interesting.
Cool. And welcome, Boomer. He goes, slam.
Hey, Boomer.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't burn at all. My dad is white German Jew descent, white born and raised in Barbados. Okay.
Barbados, yeah.
I think Barbados is one of the islands I'll be visiting in January.
So Suzanne, does that mean that when you were down there, you were listening to, all right, we're jamming with you?
I thought
were you doing Marley?
That's Jamaica. That's Jamaica, though, isn't it?
No, Marley
can. No. Bob Marley is Jamaica, man.
Yeah, but he spread beyond the Caribbean. He did all the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Well, he was popular up here in the 70s too. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to the episode here.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah.
Spring,
Man, we're
first warm
behind.
days.
That time we decided to cross the creek without using the bridge.
Tarzan swinging from a tree.
I forgot
I
that
will
line.
never forget the teacher's face when we walked in dripping wet all over the floor.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm just, you can't make the Tarzan jokes anymore. So my favorite
Yeah, you
Tarzan
really
joke was from Sanford and Son. I like this one too.
Yeah.
You sure look funny.
Yeah, you should have seen yourself.
We had fun though.
Oh man.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much the gist there. Talking about.
Come after me with a stick.
Probably. I can just see the whole family now chasing old John Boy down the road.
Well, big laugh for you, sure, but for me it might not be so much fun.
Hey, still got to get this essay over.
Yeah, so they're gonna take the essay over to Miss Berger. She's sitting tight there. The whole time, John Boy's honking off a damn horn, and she's trying to go. And he promises that she'll write another one on Ken. He'll write another one by Saturday for Cameron Trees
Oh yeah.
Falls. Don't you hate it when someone volunteers you for something?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that reminds me. I got put
all
on
the
calendar.
time.
Especially if they didn't ask permission to do it first. That's when it really pisses me off.
Oh.
Oh, that
Because
reminds
if
me.
you
I
don't
got
ask somebody, if you volunteer somebody's services before you ask them, that's just rude.
Yeah, that reminds me. I got put on the calendar. I got to go yell at the school board at the end of the month.
Why?
Superintendent's
just good to
not
yell
doing
at
his job and important incidences, and they had the entire schools on lockdown because they weren't addressing instances. So I'll tell you the story backstage.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
Put it this way: they had to have the sheriff's department all day there for the last couple of days because of incidents happening.
And I thought small town America was a safe place.
Well, the problem is kids aren't allowed to beat the shit out of each other anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, no comment on that.
That's why you don't tell the teacher. You just beat the kid, and when they ask, "Why is your nose bloody?" say, "Oh, I fell."
It's like, oh, somebody kicked a soccer ball into my face. Teach.
Well, you can tell them you ran into a wall.
I think they got rid of the courts out back because
I think
after
soccer
the
ball is
third.
more believable.
No, I think they got rid of the courts out there when they added the middle school addition there, and they didn't put the courts in close to unless they moved the courts there because we used to have basketball courts out behind the school there, but they got tired of replacing the window.
Our elementary schools always had fucking basketball courts. Man, you guys culturally deprived or something? Like fuck.
Yeah.
According,
windows aren't cheap. Windows aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dramatic scene here with Jason, which I'm itching to watch.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about it here. So she wants what files? What the fuck is carbon paper?
You don't know what carbon paper is?
He
wasn't God
in the time of carbon paper.
Oh man, carbon paper was still a pretty big thing. I remember I had a typewriter in the 70s, and if you want, because I don't think there was any Xerox machines around quite that early. If you wanted a copy of something, you put one sheet of paper, and then you put the carbon paper in the middle and another sheet of paper on top, and the sheet of paper on top you would type with your typewriter. That would actually type the typewriter ink. The middle sheet of carbon paper would type through to the second sheet underneath and make a copy. It's kind of what it's like basically a black sheet of paper, Gorilla, and it's kind of like black ink or something. And when you type on it, it transfers the words.
Yeah. So basically, it's an antique Xerox machine.
It's fucking obsolete. It's been obsolete for probably at least 40 years. But carbon paper was still a big thing back in the 70s.
Yeah. So, Mike, you want to read this one?
Yeah. Susan.
So, Boomer must have died, and he is now haunting
Like
us.
what Boomer said about Suzanne.
This is Susan. Woo!
Hey, I think I said it better.
Let's see. Chopping up the wall is created millions of angry Scots. Typical British.
Typical British.
That's
yeah.
okay. Scots would just find something else to be mad at. That's their natural state. It's not the British, it's the lack of whiskey.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Let's see. Suzanne says, "Girl, let me know when my family has villas in Barbados." I'm not sure. I think we're going on the ABC Islands there in the Caribbean for the cruise. We'll be on the cruise ship. I'm not even sure how long we'd be on Barbados.
Barbados.
So is that an all-inclusive cruise, Gorilla?
What do you mean?
All-inclusive. That means you get all the food and booze you can handle.
Yeah, those are like the unlimited drink packages are like $40, but I should just go to my parents. Go, hey, I want this to drink. Okay, they'll go get it for me.
Yeah, you get all-inclusive though. It's like you get everything you want for the basic cost of the trip, right? So
yeah. So let's see. Robert the Bruce, ancient ancestor of our family, followed in William's footsteps. Okay.
Yeah, from my mother's side of the family.
Somewhere in Top Secret. Yeah. Oh, okay, I remember that.
Right.
Chase, cops behind me. Hey, just remember, the cars won't go above 130. Just remember that.
My car does.
Not the cop cars.
My car's got insane speed. It can go up to like 180 miles an hour or something.
All right, prove it to us.
Well, I don't have
a car can go 180 if they drop it out of an airplane.
No, I gotta charge my camera up, and I'll take a picture one of these days, and I'll show you guys. They used to put crazy speeds on cars back in the day that they probably don't anymore. But
yeah, let's see. Good point, Mikey. Let's see. I hated it when my parents would give out my phone number to people I didn't know without asking me first.
What?
Just because they knew them. That's when you fuck with these people. That's why you.
Were your parents into child trafficking or something, dude?
No,
like phone number to strangers? Like
no.
I think it's after it's graduated.
No.
My
parents. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, girl.
Let's see. Other Greg says I watched Top Secret today. So good. That happens quite frequently in my days. Boomer, great to see you, sir.
Yeah.
And some of the youngins didn't have the pleasure of sniffing
mimeographic sheets. Yes.
Never even heard of them.
Hey, you know what was great back then? I own Batman Forever, which is, I think it's still a great Val Kilmer rendition. But back in the day, microfiche. Those microfiche were like very cool. Yeah. Not to sniff, but like they were very helpful in a lot of reports you had to write up and things like that. I wish that they had that, Jim Bob should have had that back then when he was helping Miss Breckenridge with the memoirs she was trying to put out.
Wasn't microfiche a big thing at libraries in the 70s or something?
Absolutely was, yeah. I love microfiche. Yeah, right, still helpful.
Boomer here says, you know what a California ghost says? Dude!
He goes, dude!
Sharp River is still available in typewriter shops.
It is.
But I'm betting they don't sell a hell of a lot of it, Suzanne, because how many people even own a typewriter anymore?
Not anymore.
If I want to type something out, I type it on my computer keyboard and print it out on my printer.
Exactly.
Right? All right, guys, we're 8 minutes in and we're 40 minutes into the live show.
Yeah. Well, I've got to be doing I'll be doing laundry at midnight tonight, I'm guessing.
So they're washing up, blah blah blah. They're talking about finding him on the porch on the porch in his basket.
Would you This now when I sent you after your brother, I didn't mean for you to disappear. Now hurry up, you two. Supper's on the table.
Grandma? Was Jim Bob left on the doorstep?
Now, what kind of a question is that?
Mary Ellen said I was.
Jim Bob. Now, wouldn't your mama's feelings be hurt if she knew that you believed such nonsense? At your age, too. Oh, come on. Everybody's waiting.
Yeah, Grandma put the foot down. Like, seriously, you believe that shit?
That's a great scene, actually. I like that scene a lot. That's classic Grandma.
Yeah, so they're all off running.
Grandpa, I've got a week's worth of work. I got 2 days to do it in. I got deadlines I'll never make.
Deadline? Well, at least you won't get yourself shot. What?
You think for someone who's as schooled as John Boy, you would know what
great scene.
Yeah, but you think you know what where the term deadline went. Even I knew where that term came from.
Deadline. That's what it used to mean before you writing fellas took over. There's a line drawn outside of a military prison. Anyone who stepped across that line got shot dead.
It's not that bad, but it seems like it. Are you ready? Yeah. You sure you didn't forget something like the piano, maybe? We'll see you later, Grandpa. Here you go.
So the other term.
Getting too grown up for a kiss?
Bye, Mama.
Have a good day at school.
You know, Jeremy, we talked about this quite a bit in our earlier days on this about them leaving the nest, the mamas leaving the nest and stuff. The kids growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's the little one's turn.
Yeah.
Boomer.
They're almost done.
Yeah.
That boy seems more quiet than usual.
Yeah, he's a deep one. I'm just never sure what he's thinking lately.
Oh, airplanes, trading cards. That fool Yo-Yo.
Did they even have trading cards back then?
Yeah. They had actually I think back then they even had cards in tobacco, like in tobacco packages, right? Of baseball heroes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably goes back to the 20s or something, actually.
So for Jim to get trading cards, he'd have to buy a package of tobacco.
No, I'm sure it probably was in bubble gum and stuff too, but off the top of my head, I don't know. I do vaguely remember though seeing some like 1920s, 29, like baseball heroes in tobacco cards. But I'm sure there was probably bubble gum and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
They've had baseball cards since 1865.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Wow, that's old.
Yeah, but Resolute, I'll tell you, one of the most valuable cards, if you can find it, is an old Ty Cobb, like one of the first, at a Babe Ruth, like when Babe Ruth first got started, Because remember, he played for the Red Sox before he played for the Yankees. So if you can find an old 1920s or, 30s card that had, Babe Ruth in a Red Sox outfit before he played for the Yankees, that's valuable. I mean, that's real valuable.
I would think any rookie card of a very famous player would be valuable to some extent.
Yeah.
So all of them are pretty much.
Because rookie cards probably aren't made in greater numbers, right? They're probably a limited number printed. So that, of course, they would be. If they're more scarcity doesn't generally increase value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the bubblegum cards, 1933. Goody produced a set of 240 cards for Big League Chew.
Okay, so that would be a few years before this episode then, so that makes sense. Okay,
right.
Thank you, John.
All right, so.
Yeah, I suppose.
So they're walking off there. They're gonna start looking for clues, like by going through old photos and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the quickest midday meal we ever had. Pa, did we eat?
Oh, hush you two. Livy and I have to cut out some baby things for Rosemary Fordwick, and this table has to be spotless.
Right, Ma.
I don't think they needed to add the Fordwick part there. They could have just said Rosemary, and everybody would know who they were talking about. We're gone with Mrs. Fordwick. And everybody would know who they're talking about.
Well, she did just change her name a little while ago.
Right. An ink kit, okay.
Sorry to rush you, John, but I've been putting it off for too long.
They had their baby already?
No, but Rosemary's getting everything ready, and I promised I'd do some sewing for her.
I smell a sewing spell coming on.
You better stage a retreat. Once Livy gets that sewing look in her left eyeball, she's like a high-stepping mare heading for the barn.
A mare?
Well, it's a joy.
You just call her a fucking horse, you bad grandpa.
I love it. That's pretty funny. That's
Oh,
she's like,
God.
and Libby's response is like, Mayor. And then Grandma's had enough, and she's going to cart the old bastard off, and she's like, "Get the hell out of here, you old fool!"
Maybe she should pound his head on the red oak a few times.
Oh, I'm not going to red. I'm not.
I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that one with.
There's no reason to go to the red oak today. It's not that kind of episode.
Yeah, especially when Mike is talking about Grandpa's being the one banging his head, and they're no. I'm not touching that one.
Okay,
You
I
don't know the
I
first
didn't
thing about
catch that.
Oh,
I
I'm
wasn't
so
think I
sorry.
wasn't thinking of that head, so I guess I'm
Oh,
I'm
man.
too tired today to get the
All
joke.
right, Pop. Let's go to work.
Oh,
Hey, we can work on the furniture tonight. We're not going to get anything out of those two.
Yep. Yeah, they're not easy, guys.
Like father, like son.
Oh, that's good.
That
You know,
made
it's
me
kind of
laugh.
funny. They can put stuff like that in the shows, for the adults, and the kids won't catch on to it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the beauty with these older television shows.
Like father, like son.
Two like those is about all anybody can take.
Yeah, so
Well, that was the great thing about shows way back when was they could put like adult content, like even in cartoons. You guys remember some of the Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny and some of that stuff? They'd have some pretty racy content in there. Like only adults would get the joke, right? But of course, the kids, that would go right over their heads. But there was definitely some content there aimed directly at an adult audience as well, right? So yeah.
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 And so let's see. I'm going to teach Harlem how to use an old typewriter, how to change the ribbon. Even I have an old one here. Nice. We used to have one. I don't know whatever happened to it.
Yeah, I had one back in the 70s, but it's long gone.
Yeah, and I told her that's inner knowledge. That's something my mother taught me and my dad taught me, repairs and things like that. So yeah, please do that for him. Absolutely.
Good grief! I got into tech servicing typewriters before I got into computers.
Boomer, are you saying you're much older than us? And
So,
she said,
Boomer,
absolutely.
are you still saying you have nightmares of changing typewriter ribbons?
Yeah, and let's see. Absolutely will. When I was a kid, I actually had Brooklyn Dodgers trading cards. Cool.
Nice.
Like, I need to buy ink kit so he can reload his own ribbon. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And she has passed away in her sleep. I can't think of any way better to go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's good.
No.
Good way to go.
It is the best way because my mother, like I said, who was a nurse, said that it has less suffering and there's just no pain. You just go to bed and it's permanent. When you're suffering. So yeah, it is the best way. It really is.
I'll tell you, it's less outward suffering, but upstairs it's not so great.
Yeah,
that's why I prefer the Slim Pickens and the bomb.
Oh yeah, the one at the end of the Doctor Strange
Doctor Strange Love. How I love to learn to love the bomb. Was that the title?
How I learned to stop worrying about the bomb.
So now you're saying, Jerm, you want to be the guy going, yeehaw! When you're riding the bomb down to detonate.
Hey, once we Slim Pickens like on the missile and going down to blow up everything. Yeah,
that's got to be one of the best dark comedies ever made. I gotta say.
Yeah, and
and
Boomer says, Tex Avery cartoons are full of racy stuff.
Oh fuck
cool!
Yeah,
Avery.
Oh fuck yeah!
Tex
Absolutely.
Tex Avery was fucking nuts. I love his cartoons.
And
they're
Tex
Boomer
Avery
is 73
got,
last
oh wow, Boomer 73.
73.
And
wow.
Alexander Hamilton was white. He's from the Caribbean. Okay.
Yes, he was also a slave owner.
I never said every single human being living in the Caribbean had to, be a person of color. I never said that. Okay, for fuck's sakes, get off my back, guys. Like fuck, Sorry.
Oh, it's nothing against you at all, people.
I'm just feeling a bit defensive here because it's just like, Oh well, what the
Anyway, Jim Bob was talking with his
Jim Bob
sister
was.
and getting bad ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of redheads, Elizabeth is still pissing them off.
Yeah, she was doing a poll and all that. They're
Autumn gold.
What's with the dog in this scene?
That's Reckless.
Yeah, but usually Reckless just kind of, he kind of lies down and he's mellow. But this scene, he's like jumping all over Grandpa. Like, I don't know, like, does Grandpa have like a hamburger in his pants or something? Like,
they need the dog to do something. They need the dog to do something.
Wow, I mean, Reckless.
Wow.
I've never seen Reckless as energetic. Usually, Reckless is just sleeping or something in a lot of shots.
But Judy Norton reminded me. Yeah, but Judy Norton reminded me about the treehouse, right? And she said that one time Reckless was up there in the treehouse. I said, "Yeah, I recall that."
Okay,
They had him wrapped up there.
How the hell did Reckless climb up to the treehouse?
In a basket,
No.
like
It
Bebop
somehow
came
got
here.
him up there.
In a basket. In a basket.
In a basket. Because they wanted him, right? Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, Autumn gold.
I
Man,
still
her
think
boy
I
did
love
nothing but play with his
Is
yo-yo.
that a flower in his hand?
Burger there somewhere hidden.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's getting a flower for Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, dear, having a nice change of pace, hmm?
I'm gonna buy a new one from the Yo-Yo King tomorrow.
Oh, the one I made for you wasn't good enough, huh?
We'll have to buy one to enter the contest.
Oh. That figures. Nothing's free these days. Glad to see you
Marketing.
read. Learn a poem every day.
Marketing.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't do those travel salesmen anymore. They used to be all over the place, going home to home. They're trying to sell you shit.
Oh shit! I even
I think
remember
one too many of them got shot.
Yeah.
I even remember
This is
the
a nice-
I remember
Yeah.
the 1960s. Remember the World Book Encyclopedia? Any of you guys? You probably do, Mikey.
I do remember it, yes.
We actually had the World Book Encyclopedia salesman come to our door in the 1960s and he actually did sell a set of encyclopedias to my parents. I remember it now because he even sold that wooden stand where you put all the books in. Like, it was quite nice, actually. But, fuck.
Well,
The
they
internet
sold
is so much
one. I do recall that they did sell one to my mom because they wanted
Really?
it. They wanted it for me so that because I was the one who was, the oldest, so I could learn more and I was questioning more. And they said, well, yeah, let's get this for Mike. This will be his birthday present or something. So I was like, oh, okay.
Did you
So,
ever actually?
yeah, I did own a copy. I don't have it anymore. I
Did
wish
you
I
ever actually read the damn things though?
Yes, I did. I read it. Yes.
Oh, you're a better man than I am then, because
Oh,
I would
well, I
skim
did my best.
through them, but I never
guys.
go through it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gorilla.
Get back on track. Come on, let's focus. Where's that Joe Biden
that's a family
video?
photograph album, huh?
I was looking at the pictures when we were little.
Oh, there you are. You didn't have much hair on your head, but you're cute as a button everywhere else.
All the family pictures in here?
As far as I know, yeah.
Well, it seems like some of them are missing.
Well, your grandma's always mooning over the photographs. Here, press this one part. No, I think they're all there. I just wouldn't know.
Notice how fast he's retreating away
Yes.
from this conversation.
Yes.
He is at full retreat.
Yeah.
But
But
in
I
all
like his-
honesty, Zeb forgot, and Zeb probably never knew.
Right.
No,
He
I
knows
did
the
like-
secret. He just doesn't know nothing about the photos. He hasn't
Yeah.
put two and two together yet.
Yeah, but there was something he said where learn a poem every day. That is still a great piece of advice, and I don't think a lot of today's kids really understand why that's such an important thing to learn things like that. I used to love reading poetry and poems, and that's a good point that he made. So yeah, should be done more. Yeah.
Yeah. And here we got the people they're looking over there. Not many phones. There's a lot of phones of Mary Ellen and shit, not much to the young kids. They're drawing out the pictures. They keep mentioning good old Virginia Pine in this, like it was freaking like they're sponsored by it or something.
Yeah.
So he's going to get on there. Yeah. Oh, this is a good scene here.
Yeah.
What to do? Well, I reckon she liked the first one you did so much that it just made her head spin. Well, Jason, how can I stop everything and write an essay on the Rockfish settlers? I mean, look at that desk over there. Look how much stuff I've got to do. Yeah, you are up to your neck. Up to my neck? I'm over my head. Well, it's all my fault. I never should have told her that you'd do it without asking.
You should have responded. You damn right you should have volunteered me. Now get your ass over there and tell her I can't do it.
You should come over there and give him a nice, playful brother slap across the face. Damn you, Jim Bob.
Hey, men don't slap, they punch.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing.
I guess she'll
Jason
just
should try taking 5 college
That's
courses at a time, and then he'd learn about what John Boy's talking about.
Yeah.
Because I did that, and son of a bitch, full-time college, when you're taking 5 or 6 courses a week is not fun. Well, it was great. Actually, it's great fun on a certain level, but when you got like a couple of term papers, a couple of exams all coming up in 1 week, that's when it ain't fun at all.
Well, I remember in real quickly, I remember in high school because I was teacher's assistant, so I was basically known as a teacher's pet. I think that's probably one of the worst things you can be called, because not only did I have my own homework and stuff to do from other classes I was taking, but I was also helping my teacher at the time. His name was Mr. Farrell. I was helping him grade papers. I was helping him grade reports.
Mr. Farrell?
Essays. Yeah. Mr. Farrell. Yeah, Farrell.
Yeah. So he was a wild man, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a wild hippie man. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
back
to the episode.
She doesn't want anybody else to do it. I'm sorry, Jason. Well, I can't say that I blame her. I mean, you have a way of saying things about this country and the people that, it just makes them come to life. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I really wish I could help you.
Now.
Yeah.
Watching this scene, I was thinking Jason really needs to go into politics, because he really
should.
He really knows how to kiss ass.
He
really does.
Asking her anyway.
Yeah.
Reckon
You can
it was
talk.
just
You can
because
talk wings off a
I
June
could
bug.
never write, and I was proud of my brother who can.
Oh my God!
Just have to go back and tell her she's out of luck. Well, Jason, wait a minute. I can write the thing for you.
Yeah. You know who John Boy reminds me of in this scene?
What?
Trump. Just do a little ass kissing, and all of a sudden you can get anything you fucking want. Just kiss his ass just a little bit there. He'll give you what you want.
Yeah, can we see the marks on his butt from that kissing ass?
Please note that it's Mikey who wants to see John Boy's ass.
No, I didn't say that. What I said was, where are the kiss marks? Where is the evidence?
So duly noted that Mikey wants to see John Boy's ass.
Oh God. Yeah, it's terrible.
You want to kiss a man's arse?
No, I was never mind.
So Mikey's into the old rib job, got it.
Gorilla's got his he's got his rib job, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so it's just to be done by Saturday, blah blah blah. They're digging through there, the photos. And they basically got telling them bedtime. Blah 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 blah. And then they talk about. Then he got mad. He said that they didn't take as many poses as they wanted. Blah blah blah.
It's hard to believe Jim Bob was ever this small.
So now I got the family looking through all the photos.
Yeah, he's grown 6 inches this year alone.
Now he's got a voice like a man. Grandpa says he was looking in the album this afternoon.
All the children do that from time to time, Liv.
The others have, but never Jim Bob.
So now it's Jim Bob's turn. Like, if all the other children done it, then that means Jim Bob's eventually gonna fucking do it.
And so quiet.
Now, Liv, don't let it upset you. Tomorrow he'll be playing with his airplane and his yo-yo again.
You know, I didn't catch this in the first watch, but that scene has a lot more meaning when we know what the end of the episode's like than what we catch here the first part. I didn't even catch it. This scene has actually a lot more meaning.
Yeah, but Gorilla, like you said before, Ralph Waits as an actor does something that, like Resolute said, we'll never see again. He can tell so much. He can tell you so much in his expressions and his eye contact in everything he does. He doesn't even have to say a whole lot. That's what's so great about him and Michael Learned, because she's the same way. She doesn't have to say a whole lot. She can tell you the whole story. Yeah.
Yeah. And have a good night there, Boomer.
Yeah, take care, Boomer. Take care, sir.
Bye, Boomer.
Yeah.
Live.
Night, Boomer.
She just, she's accepting, and it's so
Yeah.
wonderful.
And it's foreshadowing without giving away that it's foreshadowing.
Yeah, that right. If you didn't know it back then, you were like, something's up.
No, like it doesn't even get hit. You just think, oh, it's quiet. The boy's growing up, and he'll be back to normal tomorrow. But we'll find out here.
Come on, let's get some
Yeah,
sleep.
we will. Aww.
You can tell by the expression on Livy's face, though, that there's something very, very much deeper than what's on the surface here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know she's always babied him, so that's
but
a natural reaction for her.
She's thinking back to that miscarriage. I'm sure she is there.
Yeah.
And here we have the slick, sleazy sales in action.
Yeah, and in order to join the contest, you have to buy a yo-yo there.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And
You
she
can't win if you don't buy the ticket.
And she can't decide what kind of gum she wants, blah, 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 blah. Then the yo-yo's not as good as the one Grandpa made, but he has to use it. And they're talking about looking at, does he look like a Walton, blah, blah, blah. And there they leave.
So are we saying they brought back Cora Beth for like a brief moment there with Ike?
Yeah, we haven't seen Cora Beth in like ages.
Yeah.
Oh, this scene made me laugh. This reminds me of my mom a little bit right here.
Okay.
Did you ever lose your car keys? I did that one day, and I was freaking out.
Oh, I do that all. I used to leave them in the car, but this car randomly locks itself, so I can't leave the keys in the car anymore.
Yeah, don't lock your keys in the car. That's not a good time.
Hey, I got it down to a minute 42 getting that thing unlocked.
What you asked?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Mama, please, where are my car keys?
Well, I've seen Jason's ocarina, Elizabeth's coloring book. And the lipstick Erin doesn't know I know she's using.
What's an ocarina?
What was that again? An ocarina?
What's an ocarina?
The only ocarina I'm familiar with is the Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Right. And it's here, let me look it up, because I know it's like an instrument. I've heard of it before.
Okay, so it's an instrument, okay.
Yeah, it's a wind musical instrument. It's a type of vessel flute. Variations exist. The typical one is
never heard of it.
Ocarinas?
I realize that you have.
So okay,
for 1,000 years.
I've heard of flutes, but I never heard of that.
Clean up after all the children. I'm sorry about that, but could you just come out and tell me whether or not you've seen my keys?
Jumbo, are you mad at me or something, or do I just happen to be handy?
No, I am not angry with you. Just angry.
Why?
Because I've got too many things going at the same time, more things than I can possibly do. And I'm doing this for this person, I'm doing that for that person. Everybody's pulling me in a different direction. I don't know what to do about it.
Did it ever occur to you to say no?
Okay, yeah. It's always too nice to say no.
That is always a very good solution to many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, until someone goes James Bond where 50 no's means yes.
Yeah.
Your keys are on the rail of the front porch where you left.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. He only said thank you, though.
Oh, that's Livy's wisdom right there in that scene.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Turn her down?
Yeah. So now she has to write another thing, and then I think he puts his foot down and tells her no.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell her to write it yourself. So
You listen to it.
Because there's nothing. Mary Noble and I were just having a good cry. Those soap opera people do have a hard time of it.
How come you listen to it?
Because there's nothing like a good cry to cheer a body up. As a matter of fact, you look like you need some cheering up. Here, sit down and have a cookie. Oatmeal, applesauce. Just feel around in there and get what you want.
I've heard of oatmeal cookies, but not oatmeal applesauce ones.
No, applesauce.
Cookies are great.
I've had applesauce before. Applesauce cookie. Yeah.
I haven't eaten cookies in a long time. Wow.
Ah.
No thanks, Mrs. Brimmer.
Don't you want to grow up and be a strapping man like your grandpa?
Well, maybe just one.
Well, that's better. I remember when John Boy used to come by for cookies. And now look at you, you're all grown up too.
Mrs. Brimmer, do you remember when I was born?
I sure do. John Boy and all the others came over to stay here. Even Ben and Aaron had tonsillitis at the time they came too.
Why didn't Grandma and Grandpa take care of
Yeah, that's a good point, but you can kind of tell she's hee-hawing around these answers, though. He's hee-hawing around. After this scene, we'll read chats.
All right.
Okay.
Well, now, as I recall, your grandpa had influenza, and your grandma was busy with your mama. It was your daddy that brought them over here, and they stayed the whole night.
So
Mr. Brimmer did enjoy those children. That Mary Ellen used to put her hand on her little lip and say, hello, hello, hello. It was so cute.
Mrs. Brimmer, Ike says Mama went to Charlottesville for me. Why wasn't I born at home?
I think you're asking the wrong... why did they just go up to his parents and ask him these questions?
Yeah, did you
Well,
guys
he's a little paranoid right now because he doesn't think he's a Walton.
Yeah.
All thanks to the little red-headed menace.
Yeah, I was going to say Gorilla too before you get to chat. This is sad about Nora Marlowe. She passed away 1 year after this episode was made in 1977. She was only 62 years old. Yeah. I remember her from the original movie PvP. Do you remember the original movie Westworld? She was in there.
All right, but we're not talking about Westworld.
Yeah,
No, Westworld.
Let's keep it on track. Keep it on track, right?
I know we are. I am. I'm keeping it on track.
The hospital.
Well, how come nobody ever talks about it?
Perhaps there's no need for it. What's the difference where you were born as long as you're here? Come on, have another.
Exactly.
No thanks, Mrs. Brimmer.
Now stop poking and get back to your life.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, the chat's froze up on me here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay, where did you stop?
You gotta get a better laptop or something there, Gorilla.
No, it's StreamYard's here. Here, I'm gonna refresh and then we'll come back.
I got it.
So StreamYards is charging more and delivering less. Well, that sounds about right for the corporate mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
let's. Oh, this one's for you, PvP. You want to read it?
Sure.
Yep.
Lemon Paw says, PvP, my comment didn't have anything to do with you. I was talking to Suzanne. You aren't the center of the universe. Well, I know I'm not because I don't live in Toronto. I mean, Mikey's the center of the universe because he lives in Toronto.
I'm in Toronto. I'm East Coast.
I'm not. And it's like, I didn't mean, I'm sorry you took that kind of personal, Lemon. I wasn't directing it at you per se there, buddy. So, it's like, hey, dude, relax. It's Friday night. Have a beer and relax. Okay, Lemon? I'm not mad at you at all. So let's not get into anything. Okay, Lemon?
All right. You're fine, Suzanne. Rewind if you want to understand my comment to PvP, but it's not all that important. My comment about Alexander Hamilton was just a note of interest on a prior topic.
It's like, hey, I'm not that fucking narrow-minded that I think everybody in the Caribbean is a person of color. I realize there's white folks living down there too. Okay.
Yeah, and I did tell Sir Lemon we're okay. We're just chilling like we normally do, you know.
Oh,
That's
man.
okay, but we'll take care.
I need chilling tonight. Believe me, after the week I've had, I need some major chilling. But I won't have it because I got a lot to do this weekend. So, but Waltons. Walton.
All right, so Suzanne says, the boy just told me I need to make more cookies. That sucks. Harlow cook his own cookies. My mother taught me. Damn it, no, I want cookies. Yeah. Me, I brought some peanut butter cookies at the store. My kids today.
Oh, I haven't had
peanut nice, butter good flavor cookies. Well, PB&J cookies.
No, I'm gonna make molasses cookies.
Oh, molasses! Yeah, you know what? Most people don't make molasses cookies anymore. I know my mom's mom made them. My grandma passed away. Yeah, Charlotte made them.
So I feel like she's going through 1 minute. I see her little guy, then the next he's on his way out the door to go to the work. It makes me sad to see him growing up so fast. Yeah, a lot of mothers and grandmothers get like that.
Yeah. She also told me he does. She mixes the dough. He does the rest. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And Mikey wants brownies and donuts now, so I set aside tomorrow for that. Grill there, wonderful and soft cookies. Talk about the applesauce ones. I want to eat more sweets, but I don't want the diabetes.
The diabetes. Yeah.
No, you got
to call them and fun.
Yes, and more. How should I put this? How Chef would say it on South Park. Diabetes. Let's see, Scurvy. The boy loves his treats as long as they make them. He doesn't like store cookies. They will eat all the donuts or store. Oh, I'll eat them, but that's just because I'm lazy. Well, many store products are not so great. And Scurvy learns how to bake everything as it helps me. And I agree with what you said. I need to make peanut butter. In PvP, we have what we call coolies in the Caribbean. They're East Indian origin, and the coolie is slang for straight-haired, dark skin.
Wow, that's interesting because I believe the early Chinese, when they were building the Canadian National Railway back in the 1800s, I believe the Chinese workers were called that name exactly as well. So it's interesting how the same name has different meanings in different parts of the world.
Yeah, I know different word that they were called, but I can't say it on YouTube because YouTube will restrict the stream.
No, I think the word that Suzanne used was a reference to the Chinese workers that came, because the Canadian government brought Chinese workers to work on the railway because they could pay them like dirt cheap, right? And they were desperate to come over here and have a better life and make a little bit of money, right? But I believe that was one of the slang words that was used to describe them.
Yeah.
Well, I know that was the slang term they used for those workers, right?
I think it was one of the words. I'm sure there were other, not so attractive words used. But anyway.
Yeah, but it's probably the meaning. So
all right, so Scurvy says, let's not make a mess of things in front of the Chancellor. So we're going to set that episode. Thanks, Mikey, for diffusing things. You're welcome, Scurvy. And PvP, that can be rated in the Caribbean would call Chinese people chinny. Workers from China.
I'm not going. I'm not going to go anywhere near that. I'm sorry, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to get Gorilla's channel in trouble with the tube. So you know what I'm saying.
All right. So.
You already got enough problems with Warner Brothers blocking you, man.
Come in, Jason.
All right. So Jason tells her to write it down exactly how he told her. Blah 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 blah. Basically, John Boy can't do it, but it's a filler scene.
Yeah.
But I did think once again, Jason was so smooth talking her into, you should write it because you do a much better job. You knew him personally. You'd be great. It'll be fantastic. Jason really needs to go into politics. He could talk people to walk off the short end of a pier any day of the week. I'm sure this guy, right? You know, smooth talking man.
So you're saying that Jason would allow people to commit some ritual. You know what? Off of
No,
beer?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he could talk people into anything he wanted to talk him into. Probably positive things generally, but you know.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so he runs it. They're walking. He runs it. They're gonna get this, you know, the little heartfelt moment. But I'm gonna play the scene in Charlottesville. So they're going to get written down. So here they're at the what do they call it? He's basically at the county auditor's office or something.
Well, I guess it's the records office or
the recorder, the county recorder.
Yeah, they keep all
the
the
county
records.
clerk's office.
The county clerk, yeah, the records. They
would have all the records of births and deaths and whatever else. Yeah.
And marriages and yeah.
Divorces, maybe, if that
Divorces,
even happened back then.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
and every visit to the Red Oak.
Are there any references to the Red Oak in that part of the country?
I'm so relieved that they didn't find the Red Oak references in the book
There it
when
is
they were
right
looking
there.
for it.
January 13th,
Right. So they find out Jason's or Jim Bob's birthday. It was January 13th, 1923.
Yay!
Hey.
So he is 13.
23, day you were born.
Yeah.
Michael, Paul, Alistair, Boy.
Oh, come on. How many kids can be born on the same day in that fucking county?
Probably more than
Well,
you
it's not.
imagine.
It's not just the 1 year. It's back for at least in that time, probably 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when John Boy
right
flips
there.
the
James.
Yeah, and then here we find out why he's called Jim Bob there, because his real name is James Robert. But then there's another name, Joseph Zebulon. Now, I was wondering, they've been doing a lot of foreshadowing in here. Do you think they just picked the name Zebulon because his grandpa's name and kind of like, so instead of like a random name? Or did they know that at this time that Will Gear was getting sick, so there's kind of like a foreshadowing of that coming up pretty soon?
That's an
No, I
interesting-
think they just take it. They just took it. It's Grandpa's name, and that's one of the more common things. If you're not naming it after Daddy, you're naming it after Grandpa.
That's a very interesting theory, Gorilla, but I think I go with Germ that it probably just was the writers paying tribute to Grandpa. I don't think they were foreshadowed because nobody knew that he was even going to die at this point, right? Because, I mean, you watch the episode, even this episode, Will Gear seems like he's spry and healthy and, you know, running around, and he still looks good. Like, he doesn't look like a guy that's ready to fall over any second. So I think it's just the writers paying tribute to Grandpa.
Okay.
Well, at least paying tribute to the name Zebulon.
Often families do. Like my name, I'm named after my dad, you know, so it's like that happens in families, right? They pass the name on to you.
I was named after a basketball player, so.
How did your father get away with that?
What the hell?
Well, compromise. They cut the
That
first
was a
half
joke.
off.
Oh my God.
As a compromise, they cut the first half off because my first name was supposed to be Michael and my middle name was supposed to be Jordan, but Mom told him no fucking way. He wouldn't be getting in for a fucking year if that's the fucking case. But so they cut the Michael part off and then they changed my middle name.
Well, because everybody's called Michael, it seems like. That's one of the most common names. I was named after the archangel who, was on the other side of the God, and threw Lucifer and all the fallen angels into hell. So I was named after him. That's a lot to bear.
What? You're named after a fallen angel? Jeez.
No, I'm named after the defender of heaven. That's Michael the archangel.
Well,
He's the one who threw Lucifer into hell.
That's a good name, isn't it? Like,
I think so, but it just kind of like I said,
It's still the most common name in English society.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
one of the most common for sure.
I think my name's pretty common too. But anyway,
It is.
I mean there have
Robert
been
Walton
kings.
Cole.
There have been kings with my name. So
Yeah. Keep going, Gorilla. We're almost done. We're actually going to make it.
There's another name. Joseph Zebulon Walton died at birth.
Wow.
What does it mean, John Boy?
Well, it's exactly what it fucking means. Use your brain, kid.
You had a twin.
the kid doesn't understand that there can be two babies in a womb yet. He's not old enough.
It means I had a twin brother, doesn't
He
it?
just mentioned that he could have a twin brother. So he understands.
Oh yeah, now he catches on. Now wait,
Yeah,
does this mean now according to the chronological order here, this is supposed to be in 1935, correct? So this means that he's only 12 years old, and yet all this time nobody had in 12 years would even come forward and let him know that he did have a twin brother. So
it's all explained shortly when we get to the end of the episode, Mikey.
Yes, totally is, but I mean, took a while.
Yeah,
when we
But
get
it is sort of common. It would be common. I've known people who they had a older brother or sister that passed away, and their parents just never told them until way later in life, up to the point where I might be dying soon. You might want to know you had a older sibling that passed away.
Well, who was that famous one? Elvis Presley, who had that brother, right? Aaron, and he passed before him.
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the one.
Anyway, can we get through this? Like,
yeah, we're almost done. No worries.
Could have been another family.
No, it's
Sure.
not.
Oh, excuse
Yeah,
me, sir. Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah, so they leave.
I don't
Now,
know.
did John Boy say that to soften the blow? Is
Jim Bob.
that why he said that? I don't know.
He's just grasping
I
at
swear to you,
straws.
I didn't know anything about this.
How come they never told me?
I don't know.
It's okay. They never told anybody.
Wow, I like that pan in. That was
Well,
perfect.
it's obvious that even John Boy didn't know about it, right? So
Yeah. Hey,
You know.
so, all right, the way X acted in the scene, it sounds like who wants to bet he stayed up all night playing pool with the boys, and now Corbeth's pissed off with him. Now he's trying to make it up to her so he can get some tonight.
Oh, that's every day for Ike.
Well, he just don't go, hey, here you go, sweetie, a smile on your face. He did something to piss her off because she didn't even say anything much.
Afternoon, Corbett. Ike?
Afternoon, Esther.
Oh, good to see you, Esther. What brings you?
Oh, yeah, like.
Oh man.
Yeah, a pile of shirts that need mending. I'm down to my last couple of buttons.
How many do you need?
Oh, a dozen ought to hold me for a while. And a dozen of those little baby buttons.
No, we don't see you very often anymore. How come you didn't send one of the kids over?
That'll be 30 cents, Esther. Will that be all?
Yes, thank you. Well, Libby sent Gin Bob in here the other day for a spool of green thread and some coffee beans. Well, he was gone a whole hour and he came home with a pound of green beans.
So that 30 cents, I'm not gonna bother you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not important.
Yeah, this
Well,
scene's not
I think
that-
we can understand why a boy objects.
This scene's not that critical. Basically, there's a lot of Ike trying to bullshit his way out of talking about the subject.
Well, it could also
Bob's
be
age
it
would have
could
to
be that the actor that plays like was just getting some screen time. Maybe because he was feeling left
Oh,
out.
he's getting screen time.
Well,
I
let's
won't
see.
agree- agree
Well,
with that.
no, it's setting up for an important scene here. So
yeah,
A little absent-mindedness.
Could be a little more than that. Elizabeth told us
Oh,
he
the
seemed to have
bear.
some notion he's foundling.
Hey, that's a reference to the first episode.
Yep.
Foundling. Now that's the second.
I think that was just Elizabeth's idea of a joke.
Well, I don't know. He seemed to me to be awfully interested in where he came from. I mean, have you explained to him? Well, you know.
So does Corbett know or not, or is she just trying to pry for answers?
Corbett's got no fucking idea.
She's hitting at the birds and the bees talk.
Yeah, she's
okay.
thinking Jim Bob's hit puberty and now he's thinking about nothing but getting it on with a lady of his choice. She has no idea what the hell's going on.
Hey, just need to tell the boy two things then. A hole is a hole, and if you can't, either wrap it or keep it in your pants.
Yeah. Practice safety. I would agree.
Yeah.
The very detailed advice that got Gorilla 2 child support payments.
Well, don't they put a disclaimer on those rubbers that rubber may fail in extreme passionate moments?
No, they did not. That's why I'm in the lawsuit.
That's why he's trapped in the Who's gal.
I was just too fucking lazy to even underestimate the amount of laziness I was.
Yeah, I was just set up. When I really get a great setup, it's just I got to follow it through. Right?
Yeah, Ranger, you underestimate how lazy I was those nights. You thought I was too lazy to go to the fucking dollar store. I was too lazy to reach over to the drawer.
Yeah.
You were probably too horny to reach over to the drawer.
Yeah. Let's see. Dad says, you won't get away with this time, Scurvy. And you should what we call fat people. We call them bubble ups.
Hey, I'm fat. Thanks for that, Suzanne. Bubble
that reminds me of a joke for at the end of the stream here, maybe. Bubble ups are bubbling personalities for sure. Sit there, twice the pride, double the fall. Mikey, bubble ups means beached whale. Chill out and have a beer. It's Friday. I'll do that.
Whale. Thank you, Suzanne.
And then I tell him, but when she said beach whale, I said I call it casual reclining on sand, Suzanne.
Yeah, just don't let Peter try to push you back in the ocean with the forklift. Yeah, back to the show. Yeah, I'm named after the Book of Daniel because my dad was religious. Okay. My second daughter was named before she was born. They told us she was a boy, so I named her after my father-in-law, Eric. Yeah, I had to add an A to that Erica. Well, still named after your father there, just feminized.
Yeah.
Just had a pen and scribble out one letter. It could have been like Meg from Family Guy there, where everybody thought her real name was Megan, but it was really Megatron.
Yeah.
Yeah. And left my ass. Us boys didn't find out until I was age 30 that I'm a triplet, so they're often kept quiet. In my case, we were all separated and adopted out at birth. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had a lion to wrestle. Sit there and give it up to you.
That's what Daniel did. And he says the lion is now a carpet.
Girl thought he was shooting. I never shoot blanks there. Sit there. I'm just surprised.
How does he know?
He did be saving a lot of money.
Oh man, they would have saved him if he had shot blanks.
All right, back to
about what?
Well, boys of that age begin to be curious in regard to certain things. I mean, why else would he be wondering about the details of his birth?
Corbett.
Yeah, just kind of keep an eye on watch what Ike says here.
I think that Esther's in a hurry.
John and Livy don't beat around the bush with their children. They come right.
Oh, Ike
He's
knows.
asking for other reasons.
What was that?
Ike knows. Corbett doesn't.
Yeah.
Esther, have you heard the story about the traveling button salesman that wrote all his business on his cuff?
I tell you, Esther, a good tonic wouldn't hurt that boy.
Thank you, Corbett.
Yeah, she tried to sell a tonic there.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Corbett thinks that a
know
tonic is the solution to everything.
Well, as long as there's no gin with it.
Well, that's what I mean, Resler. You got to add that gin. Otherwise, it's no good.
Well, Jim Bob dropped by after school today. He was asking some troubling questions.
What kind of question?
Oh, Grandma's sketching on what Jim Bob found out.
Right.
About the time he was born.
It's all right, Flossie. It's all right. He'll get his answers.
Now, Flossie, her real name, or is that a nickname?
Flossie is just a playful nickname that, because Grandma and her know each other from way back. So
Okay, I thought maybe it was like a nickname for Florence or something.
no. It's a pet name. It's when Gorilla. When you had friends, you used to call them different little pet names, like, "Hey, buddy." Well, that's how I got my Mikey, because you didn't want to say my name, Michael.
Oh, we just referred to each other as like dipshit or dumbass or dumb fuck.
Well, they were a little more distinguished back then. Okay,
Yes,
they were a
that's
lot
an
more
option.
playful.
Yeah.
So. Oh, that's cool.
And I like the whole time she's walking away. She's doing like things with her mouth, and little things with her eyes, and playing with her hands. The modern day actors wouldn't do that. They'd be all stiff faced walking.
Yeah. That's
It'll be on the table in the usual time. Will you hold up with what you're doing, please?
Go ahead, Ma. I'm listening.
Well, now, will you pay attention to me?
Well, I can pay attention while I'm
God,
working.
Grandma's starting to it sounds like my ex there.
John, it's time you and Livy told Jim about what happened tonight.
Oh, that stopped him right. That just stopped him right in his place there. Now I like the way he acts here.
What brought this on, Ma?
Well, he's asking questions. He's worried, and he's going to keep asking questions till he gets some answers. And I think the answers should come from you.
You haven't said anything to Livy about this, have you?
Of course not.
All right, Ma. I'll take care of it.
Good job.
You know what I love about John Walton? When he says, "I'll take care of it," he actually fucking will.
Yeah.
Now, I wish they would change one thing on the scene here.
Okay.
I wish like he put his hands on his hips there, then they switched scenes, but kind of wish like they could just take a few seconds for him to just kind of like sit down on the floor and just put his hands through, run his hands through his hair, like it's stressing him out more that he has to do this. Instead of what we get. No, I just wish they would just have him just kind of like sit on the floor there and just run his hands through his hair. They could trim, if they needed to trim off a few seconds off another scene, they could have done it easily.
Well, yeah, they could have trimmed another scene probably, like when Jason was sucking up to John Boy, but
or no, the old Jim, or even take out one of these car scenes here, just so they could do that.
Yeah, they could have trimmed one of these scenes by like 5 seconds. I get your point, Gorilla, but I never even thought of it. I didn't think it. I thought that scene was perfectly fine for me.
No, it's just like it's a little tiny little nitpick that I wish they would have done.
Man, you gotta take a directing course and start directing movies there, buddy.
No, not that good.
You're getting very picky about. Oh, okay. I want the camera over here. The lighting is going to come down from the left side, high above.
Hey, PvP. I'm gonna remember this the next time you nitpick something. I'm gonna remember this.
No, you gotta admit, you're being a little nitpicky, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna remember this the next time you nitpick something.
Well, that's why it's good to have friends, because they can nitpick each other and piss each other and bug each other, and it's all good.
Or sit there and count how many times you say you're fucking bored. This movie's a fuck you out of 10.
Oh, well, that movie was fucking boring. Hey, if you want to tell me the swimmer's boring every 5 minutes on Sunday, that I'm fine.
There you go. You can count it in the comments like I was.
Hey, fair is fair. Fair. I never said that I was any better than anybody else. I never said that. Okay.
Yeah. What's this scene here? Hey, there you go. They could have taken the off of that, cut this short. They could have cut that short and done that.
They could have cut like 10 seconds out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and done that. See that?
I can't answer that.
Think they blame me because my brother died?
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
You know, kids often think that stuff like this is their fault.
You're a
Are they
baby
ashamed of me?
being born. How can anything be your fault? You know, Jim Bob, like, oh, poor kid.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Jim Bob, you're getting yourself all mixed up about this thing. Whatever the reason is that they haven't told you, it's not because they're ashamed of you or they blame you or anything like that.
How would you feel?
I don't know. Probably about the same as you.
John Boy, I never told this to anybody before, but sometimes I wake up at night and I feel there's somebody else just like me.
Yeah. Now, notice, were you guys watching the background at all?
Well, it's all blue screen, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, well, the background they're just bouncing the back of the car up and down there, but the background is not changing at all. Like literally, it's just they're just bouncing the car up and down as the car running and having it bounce up
Oh,
and
really?
down. Yeah.
What you're saying is the same background gorilla they're using is exactly the same. There's no change.
Really? It's that fucking bad. I never noticed that.
Well, watch this.
Oh, probably about the same as you.
See, that tree's not moving.
John Boy, I never
The
told
rock's
this to
not
anybody
moving.
before, but
yeah,
sometimes I wake up at night and I feel there's somebody
You're
else just like me.
you actually are right.
I don't know who he
yeah,
is or
you're
where.
exactly right. There's
It's
no
not-
change.
That's
Maybe you should have
bad.
mentioned that.
I don't know. They think I'm crazy enough as it is.
No, now they
No,
changed
no,
it a
no, no.
little bit.
I just see some lines receding there. So,
No. They just switched up the picture there. With
but they certainly fucked up.
They
in the
did
early
like
part.
a cut between John Boy and Jim Bob there. They switched the picture in the background.
Right.
It was not the best blue screen the series ever did. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a blue screen. I think they were just bouncing the car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they're
that's
just
not-
rattling it.
They're
from
not.
the
They're
front,
not
right?
actually driving down a road. It's probably a blue
Right.
screen.
Yeah. Oh, and here we got Grandma. Grandma's gonna take Elizabeth over her knee.
Mama. She's upstairs. trying to find some baby ribbons.
Grandma's had
Well, John-
enough. She's like, okay,
Yeah.
shut up and listen to me, because I'm Grandma.
Yeah. And no, Elizabeth's only eating the frosting.
John Boy's not here. I haven't seen Jim Bob all afternoon. Maybe the gypsies took him.
Elizabeth has been a
Now, you
total
leave Jim
brat
Bob
in this
alone.
episode.
You stop that kind of talk.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen, will you get our good tablecloth
Finally.
out, please?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So
Company coming?
No, I just want the place to look nice tonight.
yeah, because Grandma knows what's going.
I gotta say, I don't remember
Well,
an
he didn't.
episode where Elizabeth was
going on?
such a brat. Like, she's a total brat in this episode.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they gave her more
Gosh,
brat time, you know.
Well, the thing is, I don't mind it because I think what Cammie Cutler, I think she was a great little actress for such a young age. Like, I really enjoy her scenes. She's really good. But they kind of made her a little bitchy in this episode, I gotta say, like,
Yeah.
just saying.
So
Because she was
I know.
really teasing Jim Bob badly.
yeah.
Never tell me anything.
Thank you, Ben.
Well, I don't know why Jim Bob couldn't do his own chores.
Well, he didn't, so there's no sense in complaining.
There's a lot of people around here that get by with murder.
Oh my goodness. Grandpa's like, I just
Yeah.
want to eat.
What's ambrosia?
Where's
Ambrosia
the
is
food,
for the
baby?
gods. Makes an ordinary human immortal.
I suggest you go wash that mortal face.
Did he just slap her on the ass?
Go on.
Did he
He
just slap her
probably,
on the ass?
he probably
did.
It's food for the gods. Makes an ordinary
I
human
think-
immortal.
I suggest you go
Yeah,
wash
because I think he does here.
that
It sounds like a
mortal
slap.
face.
He slapped her right on the ass.
He
slapped
did.
her right
He
on the ass.
did. Come on, girl. I already knew.
Well,
Will
you
Gear
know-
knew what he could get away with, and that they
Yeah.
wouldn't notice.
Yeah, well, he had memories of Red Oak in there somewhere too, Resolute.
Oh, he's always. I would bet this man's got red oak in his mind every day of the week. I'm just guessing.
He's the horn dog. Come on.
He's a little horn dog. That's probably why Grandpa might be my favorite character because I can relate to
I
him.
think he is. That's probably why Gorilla named himself after Zebulon and all those other things.
All right, so Jim, here we go.
Hey, that was meant as a good compliment, Gorilla. I wasn't dissing you at all.
We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done.
All right.
We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay,
Focus.
yes.
Focus.
Yes, we're there. Focus. You're welcome,
Daddy?
man.
Son, where you been?
Jim Bob
Driving.
and I went over to the Hall of Records.
So,
Yeah. He wanted
Oh, man.
to see some kind of written proof he was a real Walton. So we went over there and took a look
Did
in the
you
book.
guys think this was the best 5 minutes of the episode, like I thought?
Yeah. And John's like, oh, fuck.
God damn it.
John's like,
Hey,
well,
don't take the Lord's name in vain here. Not on the wall.
I think John realized that they
I didn't
have
know
been hiding this for too long.
Yeah.
To tell him. I was just as surprised about it as he was. I think you got
And
some
John
kind of a
Boy's
problem
kind
on
of
your
pissed
hands.
off too in his
pretty
own
confused.
polite way, right?
What?
Yeah.
Because he never
Did you
knew
ever
he
tell
had
us
a
about that?
sibling that died.
Right.
None of them do. I bet Elizabeth, I mean, can you imagine if they told Elizabeth Jim Bob had a brother that died at childbirth? How would Elizabeth process that? Like, that's a scene I would have loved to have seen in this episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Elizabeth
Yeah.
would have had a meltdown, right? At her age.
Yeah. All right.
I'm like, damn.
It's not like you.
I know it's not, son. It's been bothering me all these years. Listen, John boy. That time was so bad for your mama.
Yeah.
When I first brought her home from the hospital, I wanted to protect her, so we didn't talk about it. Over the years, it's somehow gotten easier not to talk about it, you know? Even today, I can see a hurt look come into her eyes. I know she's thinking about that time.
You know, and we didn't get like any hints of this so far in the thing here, so in the series.
Just isn't easy to talk about.
I understand that. But I don't know about that little fellow over there.
And the whole time, Jim Job's just listening to this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is what sold the episode for me. Was
Oh,
how
this
heartfelt and real.
last 4 minutes or whatever totally made the episode for me, Mikey.
Yeah. And even with Ralph Waite there, even the way he's walking, you don't get that nowadays. Just that
Yeah,
slow.
you'll never get that again. That you'll never have that kind of compassion, that real moment where he says, "Yes, I've got to admit this to Jim. I got to tell Jim."
Well,
about
I'm
this."
just like anybody can act with their words, but act with your body can be
the body movements. You're right, Gorilla. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Well,
like the Ralph Waite mannerisms.
That was the thing. The thing back in the 60s and 70s, when I was young, the actors were so fabulous because it was about the full acting, the full range of acting. It wasn't just the speaking. It wasn't just the dialogue. It was translating the characters' actions and emotions through the body. And back then, all the actors did that, right? Like, it wasn't just Ralph Waite. Like, I mean, you know how big a TOS Star Trek fan I am. I mean, you look at Shatner's performances in the good episodes of Star Trek, and that guy is a master of not just dialogue, but physical presence on screen. He's amazing, right?
Yeah. All right. So
anyway, Ralph Waite is great in this fucking scene. I love this scene.
Yeah,
I love this.
And hello,
Listen, Jim Bob.
What was that?
hello to the ancient one.
Oh, hey, H1. We'll catch up on
Hey,
chats here after this
Hey,
episode.
Ancient.
After
nice
We're
done
almost
here.
done. We're almost done. Yep.
Yeah, we're
I
almost
know you're
there.
upset. I never meant to keep it a big secret. It just happened that way.
Well, I could have handled it.
I know you could, son.
But he can't handle it. And Olivia can't handle it.
Right.
That's why.
Mainly Olivia.
Yeah.
You see, the point is, I don't think your mama could have. You see, the doctor wanted to go to the hospital back then. All your brothers and sisters were born here in the house, and your mama wanted you to be born here too. It was only toward the last, when we knew there was a real problem, we rushed her to the hospital in Charlottesville.
So, in other words, her stubbornness is what caused it.
Right.
I
So,
would.
Well, how come he
No,
died and I got
I
to live?
don't know that.
Well, the doctor
if-
told her to go to the hospital. She refused to go to the hospital.
Right.
Okay, I get your point. Your point could be valid, but I do think that maybe Jim Bob's unborn brother was maybe too weak just to live. Maybe he just was a runt or something, you know. It does happen. It does happen, right?
Yeah.
Now, son, I guess he just wasn't strong enough, and you were. See, your mama could never accept that. She kind of blamed herself. Rather than bring back all that grief, we just never talked about it.
I think it's awful when one blames
I
herself.
suppose we should have, but we didn't. I'll tell you this, though. Because of what happened, you've always been especially dear to your mama.
You know, that's some good scene there where taking sad story and put that little twist on the body there to make where the kid's gonna feel better for something like that.
Well, Dad is, in this poignant moment, it actually gave me a tear in my eye because I thought, my dad, even though he was firm with me, even though he was disciplined us kids, he did have still heart for us. He still cared, and I mean, he still loved us just like my mom did, and that's why they've been together for so long because they do care about the kids. They care about. The grandkids,
Right.
they care about everybody because they have that soft spot.
I just want to say before we finish, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
This was the moment in the episode when Paul said to Jim Bob that, and that totally sold that elevated the episode for me to an A+. It really did. And
absolutely.
I had tears in my eyes when I watched the end of
I
that.
did too.
Let's get this done. Let's get this done. Hey, come on. Let's get this done.
Let's get this done. Okay.
Save the review for the end.
Yes.
Yep. So they walk to the house together. He hugs Mama there, blah blah. He says grace there,
Blah, blah, blah.
blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. So our epilogue: the most valuable truth that all of us learned when the secret was finally revealed is that belonging to a family is less to do with being born and being loved, and with all the hurts and fears and wants we might remember for those precious years. Being loved is what remained the best, or that we remember the best. Alrighty. So we're gonna start with Jerm because he has to go here soon. There is a poll in the chat. I'll be closing it here soon. But you tell us your review.
Oh, I give it an A-. Good story overall. Little details they got wrong. Elizabeth wasn't quite behaving the way she should have. She kept pressing the idea that Jim Bob wasn't a Walton when even though she had the book, it wouldn't have stuck with her that well. But overall, very good story.
Yeah.
All right, what's the grade?
A-.
A-. All right. All right, Mikey, what's your grade?
Oh, my grade is just like PvP said, A+. This elevated it. I can relate it to Elizabeth. I'm going to say this real quick. My youngest sister, who's 10 years younger than me, her name is Elizabeth. And at one time, she thought she was a mistake because at the time, in the mid-70s, my parents have already had me. They had my brother Phil, and they had my first sister, Bernadette. But then in 75, my mother wasn't even expecting to have a fourth child. And Elizabeth came into our lives. And for a while, Elizabeth always thought that she was a mistake. And I was like, well, she was a bit of a pain. I mean, most of the time. I mean, even I beat up on her a few times, and I'm not proud to admit that. But, sibling rivalry, notwithstanding. But I mean, I was just watching the episode, and like I said, my parents were firm, and I believe that's why we turned out well. I think all four of us did.
Yeah.
And that moment, like I said, that put it over the top for me. So yeah, definitely an A plus, girl. I did have it shed a tear when I saw that moment.
All right, thank you. PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode meant a lot to me. I give you an A plus, like Nike.
Yeah.
Because I was a mistake. I should have never existed. I was born, in 1958, and my sister was a war baby born in like 15 years earlier. So I was like a very late child. And after my mom had my sister in the 40s, they said, you'll never be able to give childbirth again. You'll never be able to have another baby. And I don't know how the miracle happened, but I guess my father banged my mother enough, and I got created. I got created somehow. And in 1958, I popped out of her womb, and I'm glad to be here. But I totally relate to Jim Bob's to his confusion about when are you an actual person of a family? And for me, it was like late in my mom's life. She was like 35 or something when she had me, but I'm so glad damn she did. So I guess that's about it. I don't want to go on and on about it, but yeah.
So, all right, that's pretty good episode, but it gets an F because they just didn't have Rough Wit sit down and put his hands through his hair there. I have to give it an F for that. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a pretty good episode. The B story was a little boring, but maybe a few slight changes here and there, but overall A plus. Though I do think that this episode was out of place. I think it should have gone before the last episode there, where they're all saying how proud he was and all that. Of him. I think it would have been much better if this was episode 15 instead of 16.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I wish
I gotta say with that,
Yeah.
So definitely.
So I'm gonna give it an A.
Oh, good.
All right.
It was a good one.
All right. And guess who won the poll again?
Holy shit! You won it again? Oh my god. Gorilla, what the fuck do you do, man?
Gorilla, you must have one of the most popular channels on YouTube to hear bullshit.
Listen, here to hear stupid shit from Gorillas. That's their thoughts. 54% out of 11 votes.
Yes.
A plus to A minus gets 27%. And B plus to B minus gets 9%. And the C plus to C minus gets 9%.
Who the fuck gives this living on a C minus? Are you fucking people deranged?
Even a B. Not even a B, because this is weird. This is weird. I think this is the first, guys. Be honest. Is this the first time that all four of us agreed at least an A grade for an episode together? All four of us?
I would say, if you're talking Libby, having a miscarriage during childbirth, and Jim Bob just finds out about it like through the back door, so to speak. Like, fuck that. So if that's not a B, I don't know what the fuck is a B. Like, fuck me.
Yeah,
fuck
but
me, man.
I got to get going. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Cynthia, for coming. He has a watch party of Overlord coming here pretty soon, so make sure to check him out there. Thank you, Ancient One, for coming. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Scurvy and Suzanne, for coming. And I don't have boomers.
Girl, at what time are you putting your Speedos on for the swimmer Sunday?
We'll get to that when we get to my turn.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god!
So,
I better cut the fuck up right now.
Yeah, we got to get going here. Or Jeremy, you want to promote yourself so you can get going to sit downs here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time, Saturday morning cartoons. We'll be watching 4 episodes of Star Trek: The Animated Series.
Do you got the
The
episodes
70s version, not the crappy new version.
Yeah. Hey, have you got the episodes picked out, or can we make suggestions?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can make suggestions tomorrow.
Okay.
How about all our yesterdays?
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah. And thank you to Phantom Boomer Explorers for coming on his Cosby channel there. He has movie going and B5 afterwards, but he puts all the trailers for his stuff on his YouTube channel, so make sure to check him out. There. Mikey, promote yourself while I'm looking for the next one.
Okay, so basically tomorrow, on Saturday the 5th, we are celebrating at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 250 plus subscribers. Not only that, but they're known as our family members that have become a part of the Mikey Seuss Ward channel. And I will be inviting all of you gentlemen to come join us as we celebrate 250 people that gave a damn and said, we want Mikey Seuss Ward channel to succeed, and we've done what we can to help, and we appreciate it. So we want to appreciate all of them tomorrow. So that's what's coming up. And then, of course, the weekly webcam series every week. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you again, Suzanne, for putting the links in there earlier. I'm not going to be... but thank you, Euler Greg, for coming. He does spoiler-free reviews on his channel. Thank you, Jim's Landscaping LLC, #1 Commodore Productions, for coming. Yeah, Star Trek fan films that he makes. He has puppy videos. He does the occasional live stream to make sure to check him out. And I can't go up any higher in the chat because oh wait, I can do this here. Thank you, FKHC 2005, for coming. He has a couple videos on his channel. Make sure to pick him out. But he also, because I'm a $2 horror, he did sponsor the movie Richard III, or we'll do the Ian McKellen one there. We'll either do that tomorrow night or on Monday.
Yeah.
So make sure to check them out. All right, PvP. Did you go yet?
No, I'm dead. I'm tired. I'm done. Sorry.
All right.
I got nothing. I just got to get my Speedo ready for Sunday. Is all I'm saying.
Keep your camera off. All right, that's for me, because PvP kept begging to watch a guy in a Speedo. We are doing the swimmer on Sunday there.
It's actually it's really a good. It's a very strange film, but it's only like 95 minutes, so it's not going to take a lot of your day.
And Germ, is this the first time you've done the TAS episodes before, or did you do them before?
I believe I've done them twice before, but it's been quite some time.
All right. So, then we'll get that Richard III watch party done here shortly. Tuesday will be a cigar lounge there. Thursday will be the last episode of Firefly. Then next Friday, the episode is called The Fox. There. So with that, everyone have a good night, and remember to be a gorilla.
Good night.
Good night.
We've been stopping, being through the night, rising like gorillas, ready for the fight.